Hi there and welcome to Easy Speak Academy Pronunciation Workshop. Today we'll be looking at 25 different best practices to help you speak better English. Speaking English as a second language is a challenge. Why? Because English includes many sounds from other languages that may be unknown to English language learners. For example, I worked with a student from a small Asian country. He was unable to pronounce the sh sound. It turns out that he couldn't hear the sound. This made it very difficult for him to learn the sound because he hadn't heard the sound before. This challenge applies to anyone learning a second or third language. It gets even more difficult and challenging when you go between languages with different alphabets and different reading and writing directions. While my experience is specific to learning English and Spanish sounds, I would like to offer the following suggestions to help you with your pronunciation skills. Collectively, I'm calling it 25 best practices. These suggestions will likely cause some of you to make adjustments in the way you currently speak and practice your English. Trust me, the results will be worth the effort. Number 1, always speak slowly, clearly, and completely. Number 2, ignore syllables and words. Number 3, focus on one sound at a time. Complete one sound before saying the next. Gather air between sounds. Speaking slowly is better than speaking too fast. Slow your speech by gathering air between sounds. I hope you could see what I was trying to show you there. Slow your speech by gathering air between sounds. Number 8, speaking slowly is the one thing that will help you the most. Let me say that again. Speaking slowly is the one thing that will help you the most. The reason is because most people speak too quickly and you can't understand a word they say. And for people who have bad pronunciation skills, this really quick English just causes people to disconnect and not listen to them. But when you slow down and people can understand what you're saying, they will listen to you. This will result in respect and people will finally hear your, I'm sure, knowledgeable opinion. If you don't speak slowly, you will be ignored. Sorry, that's just reality. Number 9. Speaking slowly allows you to hear the sound and correct it as you're saying it. This is a good one. It's a complicated thought. Again, let me say it again. Speaking slowly allows you to hear the sound in your head and correct it as you are saying it. Number 10. Gathering air gives you more air to use to control the forming and shaping of sounds, their duration and tone. Number 11. Use a full breath to control your sound making. Number 12. Create sounds that are full and complete. Number 13. Do not limit or restrict your sound making. Number 14. Don't rush. Give each sound the amount of time, air, and space it needs to complete. Vowels, such as the letter A, require more time than, say, the A sound found in cat. A, hat, hat. A, ate. Do you see the difference? You need to give each sound the amount of air it needs, the amount of time it needs, and the amount of space, what I call space, to complete it. Don't rush. Slower is better. Number 15. Take more time, use more air, and use your entire breath on each sound. Number 16. Practice as much as you can. Number 17. Learn the mechanical process of shaping each sound. Number 18. Teach your mind and body, especially your mouth, lungs, teeth, tongue, throat, to learn to replicate sounds. There's a lot of muscle memory here. Your ears need to hear, your mouth needs to reproduce breathing that's necessary, needs to shape the air, the sounds, the tongue goes behind the teeth or at the top of your mouth. All that stuff is learned, is remembered by the brain and the body. This is regular memory for the brain and muscle memory for all the parts of your mouth and throat. Number 19. You must hear the sound correctly so you can replicate it. Again, you must hear the sound correctly so you can replicate it. If you recall in my introduction, I mentioned this fellow I was working with who couldn't hear the SH sound. So this is part of what I'm discussing here, is you really need to be able to hear it before you can mimic and repeat it. Number 20. Evaluate your pronunciation skills on a regular basis. Feel free to download the evaluation tools, the links to the evaluation tools. You can find them in the video description. It's in every video description, so you should find it on any video that you happen to watch. 21. Identify your trouble words and sounds. So in an earlier video, I spoke about this, where we have 4 different evaluation tools. You are more than welcome to download them for free and use them to evaluate your pronunciation. Part of that process is to use the trouble words worksheet, which I ask you to write down the words that give you problems. A lot of Spanish speakers, sometimes chicken or kitchen yields a problem. You would write down that word, then you would isolate the sound in that word that gives you a problem. And then you begin to practice that sound using other words that contain that sound. So 21 is identify the trouble words and sounds. 22 is asking you to practice your trouble sounds. And here again, you know the sound, find that sound in any word and practice it. For example, if A, like 8, or able, those words, you look for that sound in a word and you practice it. And we have plenty of illustrations of that in our publications. We have lists of practice words for every sound. Now, number 23 is to practice the sound groups. And if you've watched an earlier video, you know that I did research and categorized the sound groups by frequency of use in the English language. And there's 6 sounds in each group just to make it easier. And my recommendation is you start with group 1, the most frequently used sounds, and you practice those. And by the time you're working your way down to the list, you go through 5 groups. Group 5 are the ones that are least used in the English language. Spend your time on your trouble sounds, then go into the sound groups, and you'll be fine. Put your attention on the sounds you need to practice, and then the sounds you use the most. Number 24. If you have access with a native English speaker, work with them whenever possible. You can practice sounds, you can have a conversation, whatever it is, work on the pronunciation, work on the breathing, and number 25, which happens to be number 1, always speak slowly, clearly, and completely. Well, that's it for today. I thank you for spending some time with me. My name is Howard, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you for watching, listening, and putting your brain to work. As we end the video, I would like to ask you to support the channel. If you are inclined, click thumbs up to give us a like, click the subscribe button to subscribe, and the bell to be notified of new videos. If you have the time, please leave a comment and share your experience. Please know that I appreciate and value your viewership and comments very much. And finally, always remember to speak slowly and completely. That is the ultimate key to your success. This is Howard saying bye for now.